is the day where Jews celebrate being saved from extermination at the hands of the advisor to the Persian king, as is told in the book of Esther. Now, I'm sure you're all familiar with the story, but briefly, Haman, or Haman, was a royal official in the court of King Ahasuerus, King Xerxes I. And he received a very nice promotion from the king, which meant that everybody bowed down to this high-ranking official, except for one person, Mordecai the Jew, who refused to bow down to Haman, the text implies, for religious reasons. And as a result of this terrible insult, Haman decided to take revenge on the whole of the Jewish people by putting a little word in the king's ear that there is a nation living among them that is loyal to their own laws and not to those of the king. Now, little does the king know that his beloved queen is herself Jewish. And thanks to Queen Esther's careful words and actions, the threat to the Jews was averted. Haman and his sons were hung on the gallows, and there was light and gladness, joy and honor for the Jews in the city. The book of Esther is a drama filled with surprises and humor, feasting and villains, hidden identities, drinking, plots, violence, heroes, and beautiful women. Now, in celebrating Purim, we Jews enter into these events very closely. We fast in support of Queen Esther, as did the Jews of Shushan, of Susia, on the 13th day of the month of Adar. And then we celebrate Purim itself, as the text indicates, by sharing gifts of food and drink with one another, by giving special gifts of charity to the poor, and by eating a special meal of celebration. We also read the scroll of Esther aloud in synagogues. So these are kind of the religious elements of Purim, but there's actually a lot more. Purim is a holiday replete with customs. And these customs, while they're not required, are actually often what gives the special flavor to the celebration. For example, while no one's exactly sure where it comes from, it's become common to wear costumes for Purim, to dress up. In fact, some scholars suggest that this practice is derived from Mardi Gras celebrations. It's also popular to have parades, music, to drink, sometimes excessively, and to eat these special triangular filled cookies. In Israel, they're called Haman's ears. Now, one of the challenges and opportunities at Purim is the fact that none of this seems particularly godly. All that drinking and carousing and costuming. In fact, God doesn't even make a clear appearance in the Hebrew text of Esther, a fact that is true of only one other book in the Bible. And perhaps this is exactly part of the point. One of the core themes for understanding the book of Esther is to be found in chapter 9, verse 1. Vanahafochu, and the opposite happened. In the text, we see that there is the way things are, and then the opposite happened. The powerful are humbled, the weak get to take revenge, plans collapse, accidents happen, sackcloth turns into royal robes. The text and the holiday of Purim itself, I think, help to remind us that things are seldom what they seem to our own eyes. There is order behind what seems to be random. There is a direction to things, even when they seem chaotic. And there is indeed a presence to be found, even when we find it hard to discern.